What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick and Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots just wrapped up day 3 of their 2024 training camp. A reminder, we are powered by Game Time, so head over to Game Time, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. We're starting with the quarterbacks, as we always do, Taylor. A shaky one for really all 4 quarterbacks. Nobody really stood out. I don't think we had a winner or really a loser from the day. It was just kind of up and down for all 4 guys, but it was highlighted by a Drake Maye throw to Jalen Polk into double coverage. He threaded the needle. Polk went up and high point to the ball and came down with it. It was, again, the highlight of the day. And then we saw another one from rookie Joe Milton, who found Javon Baker for like a 60-yard gain for a touchdown as well. He threw the ball up in the air. Some excitement there, but overall, not great from all 4 guys. What did you make from Maye and Brissett to start this thing off?
Yeah, so I think the biggest difference with Drake Maye and Jacoby Brissett throughout these first few days has been whenever they go downfield. Now, we've talked about it in other videos. Those opportunities have been very limited, not a whole lot. Jacoby even mentioned this is a fast defense with a lot of range, versatility. They can trick you with disguises to maybe take away things pre-snap. So that's been a big reason there haven't been those opportunities. But then when Jacoby Brissett has tried to go downfield, he had 2 opportunities. One where Jalen Polk actually had a step on Christian Gonzalez, but overshot him. Had a similar story with Jalen Reagor earlier on in practice. Although he was pretty solid underneath, did have a passage. I think he was trying to hit Hunter Henry or somebody like that on a bootleg and almost got intercepted by Juwan Bentley.
He should have came down with that too. That was a nice play by Bentley.
Exactly.
Not a great throw.
Yeah, so Jacoby Brissett, for the most part, I would say had one of his least impressive days. Drake Maye was very up and down. I think, especially in the underneath passing game, when he had to throw short into the outside, you'd see him miss either high or behind his target. And on those outbreaking throws, that's significant because if you miss at all, it could turn into an interception for the defense. So that was a pretty big area of concern for me. Obviously had the interception to Matthew Judon. He called it a rookie mistake. I thought the same thing watching it live because for the most part, Drake's done a great job getting through his progressions quickly and finding his outlets. That was a play where you don't expect a pass rusher like Matthew Judon to have an opportunity to intercept the pass. You think he's going to be coming after you. So he kind of went through really quickly, then through before you could tell he hadn't confirmed his read. Again, like both quarterbacks at the top of the depth chart did have their turnover-worthy plays. But for Drake Maye, he did stand apart with that throw to Jalen Polk.
For sure.
He said that it wasn't a great throw. From our perspective,
being humble.
Yeah, because from our perspective, it looked like if he had thrown any further, it would have been intercepted by Jalen Hawkins. And if he'd kind of underthrown it anymore, could have gotten broken up. But Jalen Polk also made a great adjustment to go up and make the grab. And those are the kind of downfield plays that we haven't really seen from Jacoby Brissett at all. Obviously, Drake Maye's accuracy could improve, but the fact that he can even make those plays and they're on the table, I think is pretty significant. And I also, because it was up and down, thought he did a pretty good job, whenever he didn't like his plays, sometimes getting off and like making sidearm throws, stopping himself from throwing and then hitting his outlets. So again, inconsistent day, but I think what I latch onto is that the highs were very high, especially considering this is a legitimate competition.
Yeah, he got better with that as the day went on, I thought, sort of sticking to his guns and going through his progressions. I thought early on it was shaky and he kind of rushed out of things and would try and just make a run for it and not finish the play, where towards the middle of practice, there was one time where I noticed he went through 2 of his reads and then found Javon Baker on the backside for a quick hook route, and it's like we didn't see that earlier in the day. So not only improving day by day, but improving literally as practice goes on is one thing you can take from Maye as he continues to progress.
And Jacoby Brissett actually called him out for the fact that he had 2 straight completions after throwing the interception to Judon, and they were good completions. There was one, like I mentioned, where he kind of got through and then had an off-platform sidearm check down to Austin Hooper, then hit Kayshon Boutte between some zone defenders downfield. So that kind of resilience and being able to bounce back when you do make mistakes is huge for a young quarterback. And the fact that Jacoby Brissett actually called him out, congratulated him for it, both when they were on the field and in front of reporters, I think that says a lot.
We know that Jacoby's been, the consummate professional, and that's why he's here to sort of be the bridge quarterback and help Drake Maye along. But you see it out here as well. Like he's not, and he mentioned it too, where football's supposed to be fun. This whole competition thing, like he doesn't like that. He wants to just go out here and have fun. You see it when he's congratulating guys. Drake Maye makes that play. He runs down and congratulates him and Polk. Like other quarterbacks could be salty with something like that. A rookie's trying to come in and take his spot. Jacoby's not like that at all. So overall, again, shaky day from the quarterbacks. A couple highlight plays from Drake Maye and Joe Milton, but overall, not great in the quarterback department. We'll see what happens as we continue on here in Foxboro. One thing to add.
We could also sneak in some offensive line talk. A little vegetables
with
your meat and potatoes because there was a lot of rotation. Chukwuma Okorafor told us yesterday the coaching staff planned to have different guys other than David Andrews and Mike Nwenu move around the offensive line. Now, Sidiso was still at left guard, but even yesterday, if you read my column, I mentioned that maybe Caden Wallace is the next guy at left tackle. That was the case today. Caden Wallace got the majority of reps at left tackle, both with the first team and at times with the second team. And then at right tackle, we saw Chukwuma Okorafor, who's someone that people have wanted to see at the right side. Obviously played right tackle his entire professional career when he was with the Steelers, so thought that was really interesting. With the twos, we mostly saw Vidarian Lowe still at right tackle and Calvin Anderson at left tackle. So when they say there's a competition in the trenches, they mean it. They are seriously working guys around. I think it's just to see maybe who is most fundamentally sound, because it's so tough to evaluate.
At this point, it
guys.
has to be fundamentals and not really.
There's no pads. Like, there's only so much you can learn, but again, at least getting it on tape, seeing how different guys work together, it's been really interesting to watch.
It's funny how Okorafor said that yesterday too, and I thought, okay, you've been the left tackle for 2 straight days, and you're trying to almost, be humble and push and say, no, it is David Andrews and City, but everyone else is rotating. It really was.
Because he hasn't moved. Chukwuma Okorafor has been the left tackle for all practice. And Sean Fenwick appearance.
And so, it was Okorafor that the next day after he said that they're going to rotate, he was the one rotating to the right side. So, like you said, true tryout mode at both bookend tackles, left and right side. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes about. Next week we'll tell more in that department, obviously, with when the pads come on and things like that. So make sure to rate, review, subscribe here on Patriots Press Pass. We'll keep you updated with everything Patriots as training camp rolls on. And again, a reminder, we're powered by Game Time. Head over to CLNSmedia.com for all of our written work as well.
Make sure to subscribe to Patriots Press Pass for all your Patriots news and updates on YouTube. And for all our written work, make sure you check out CLNSmedia.com.